Hi everyone, I'm Jessica Canty. I am your life and career strategist. I have a passion for helping people go from unfulfilled jobs to their dream careers. And today's a double scoop Sunday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Earlier I interviewed Nikki Moore about her book. If you missed it, you need to head over to my YouTube channel. We had an awesome chat, an amazing chat. And so today, for the double scoop, because Sundays are just that much better. I don't know about you, but I like 2 scoops of ice cream on my Sunday. So I'm giving you 2 scoops today. Today, we are going to be doing a live resume review. When I say we, I mean Jessica Canty. I am your life and career strategist, along with our resident resume expert, Capucine Abdulaziz.
Hi guys.
So we are thrilled to bring you yet another resume review. And if you stick around, which you want to stick around, I've got a special announcement. She and I just had a conversation and we've got something special specifically for those baby boomers. So if you're a baby boomer or you know a baby boomer, we want to make sure that you stay tuned for the end of our conversation today. Today, though, specific generation, but this is great information for anybody, no matter what generation you're in. Welcome you all. Thank you all for joining us on this resume review this evening. I'm looking at a resume of a soon-to-be college graduate. Are you a soon-to-be college graduate? Do you know a soon-to-be college graduate? Hi, Jermel. Thank you for joining us. Greetings to you as well. Do you know a soon-to-be college graduate? If you do, you need to click share on this video. If you're watching on a replay, you need to send the link of this video directly to that soon-to-be college graduate because I have a resource for them. A resource that tells them exactly how to shine when they feel like they haven't had enough experience because they haven't graduated yet. And that's why I'm so excited to be able to do this live resume review with you all today. So this resume review is specifically for you, Janice. Janice, if you have your resume in front of you, awesome. We're going to go through this resume together between Capucine and myself. That's Capucine. Hey. And again, she's had almost 30 years of helping people get promotions all the way up into managerial positions in the government. So you're in good hands here, my darling. So we're going to get started on your resume, okay? The first thing I want to do is tell you, Janice, I'm thrilled and excited about the fact that you are committed to your career. There are many young ladies that are at your age or in this generation who are committed to their education in the way that you are. How can I tell that? I can tell that by looking at your resume. I can tell that you have gone straight from your master's degree straight from your undergrad degree into your master's degree. That requires a great deal of dedication. That requires a great deal of sacrifices, financial, sleep, possibly relationships. So I can see that stands out on here. And we're kindred spirits because I have a background in social work. So I was thrilled to see that you are an LGSW candidate, because that even shows even more that you're committed to your craft, that you could stop at the master's degree level, but you're deciding to become licensed. And so we want to give you some tips to show the employers that you're looking for just how great you are. Okay, so we're going to give you some tips and some tricks to clean up this resume. The first I want to give you, though, and this is for everybody that's listening, I'm giving general tips. I'm going to tell you something that's an error that a lot of people do. They decide they're going to make a resume for every position they hire for, or that they're hired for. They make one resume and think it fits all. So that's a myth. When it comes to resumes, one size does not fit all. Welcome you all. You want to be very conscious about what resume you're sending out for the different positions that you want to apply for. So the tips I'm going to give you today is how to clean up this resume. But the advice that I want to give you is that if you're going to apply for different types of positions, you still want to go and make a new resume. Okay. So we're going to go line by line on your resume. So pull out your resume. And even if this is not you, if this is any other member of the community, I highly suggest you pull out your resume because you may have some of the same errors on your resume. So we're going to start at the very beginning. First, I'm looking at your resume and it's 2 pages. It's front and back. Your resume, like Capucine says, what do you say? Your resume is what? Valuable
Real estate.
Absolutely.
Okay, and you got to put those highlights right up front. Mm-hmm. Put the relevant experience right up front. And font size matters, dearie. Mm-hmm. You'll be able to get more real estate, more of that wonderful stuff on your resume if you make it smaller. Not an eye test, because some folks who may be reading your resume may have readers or bifocals like me, progressives, of course. And you want to, use no smaller than a 10 point. And you don't want to, and Janice, you did great because you have the right, nice, clear font. But the size is a little too big because if you make it 10, I guarantee you this could fit, right? And you also might think about when you're listing your skills for each of the positions you've held, side by side. Put things side by side. If you have a bulleted list of 8 skills that you have, you put 4 here, and it takes up less space. You use that horizontal space so that you can get more in that vertical space. Okay?
Absolutely. So what Capucine is saying is that from the very when we looked at it originally, we see that you have a lot of experience, but you're not able to get it all on that front page. So what she's saying is the 10 font. So it looks like this might be like a 14 font. I'm not quite sure, but you want to take it down to a 10 font. And what's easily read, this is from my training experience, what the eye easily reads is Century Gothic. So I would suggest you to put it in Century Gothic and not like Times News Roman, because sometimes that can be kind of boring and it doesn't catch the reader's attention.
Right.
But like she was saying, if you have a reader who is reading with glasses or who may find it hard or difficult to see, you want to use that Century Gothic font. So it's fine for you to have your name at the top. It'll be a little bit bolder, but not in the way that you have it here. The other thing is, again, we're going to go line by line.
Oh, and also I wanted to say, people turn their resume and they think, okay, well, I'm justified left. My preference, and I've reviewed a lot of resumes, I want to see your name front and center. Top of the page, center of the page. And I want to be able to see that, because when I look down, I look back, I go from top to bottom, side to side. And when I'm looking at that top to bottom, side to side, every time I go up, I see who I'm talking about. I see who I'm reading about. But things sort of blend. You want your name to pop. You want your qualifications, highlights, summary to pop. You want your education to pop. You notice I just said 3 things that need to pop right off the page as soon as you're there. You want the reader to see that right away. You don't want them to have to dig for anything. It needs to pop. The position that you held is more important than where you worked. Okay? So if you have on your resume that you worked at Ace Wrecking Company and you said you were an accountant. Ace Wrecking Company is the biggest thing you got on here. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you did there. I shouldn't have to think about that. A prospective employer should not have to think, well, what did they do? What was their position? That position should jump first. So you should say accountant at Ace Wrecking Company. And then I did this, and this. And it's that when I say this, and this, I think about sentence structure. It has to, let me back up for a second. This is your first impression. And me, as an employer, I want to know that you can communicate. If you can't write a simple declarative sentence, you can't communicate. And that means punctuation, capitalization. A bulleted list is acceptable. And it has to have a verb and noun. That's acceptable. But don't give me a run-on and comma, and there's no break. I need to be able to break and say, okay, they have experience with Tableau. Yeah, they're experienced in program management, case management. They're ITIL certified. All of those things jump off the page. I notice I gave those things in different professional skills because I don't want to hone in on and make you feel like, ugh. What I'm telling you is, I, as a prospective employer, I need to see it. I need to know that you know what you can do. And I should not have to dig and wonder, what is it you're trying to tell me? And I need to know what position you are looking for. Because your resume should tell me what you're looking for. Okay? Okay.
That's good stuff. That's amazing wisdom, and I hope that the members of the community are catching that too. Even though we're looking at a specific resume, what she's saying is applicable to everybody's resume. Okay, so I just want to kind of highlight what she said. She said essentially position over paycheck. What does that mean? That means we want to know the position, not the person who wrote your paycheck. It's more so we're focusing on that position. What were the skills you gained over the person who wrote your paycheck? Because right now you're looking for somebody else to write a paycheck. So you want
a bigger paycheck.
Absolutely. We want you to have that dream career with that dream salary. So going back to the top of your resume, we're going to kind of again snake it back down. So if you look at your resume like we are, congratulations on meeting the qualifications to test to be a graduate level social worker. I know that took 6 years to be qualified for that. Awesome work. And I know the application process can be daunting and expensive. So we want to make sure that your employer knows that you're committed to your craft and your profession. So we're going to move that LGSW candidate position out of the very top unless you put it in your qualification summary or put it in your education section. So while we're looking at the top of your resume, my suggestion is that you change your email address. I want it to be something very simple, something non-descriptive, something that no one can tell your race, your gender, or your age. Unfortunately, we live in a society where ageism matters. Ageism exists, sexism exists, and racism exists. So in order for us to make sure we make it past the artificial intelligence, onto the HR person's desk and onto the scheduler's desk, I highly suggest you change your email address and make it very simple. It could just be something G dot your last name, something simple as that. Or maybe your first initial, middle initial, last name at such and such.com. You can even invest in going on Wix.com and getting your own email address, and it could be GL, or whatever it is, dot last name, I'm gonna say Doe, gl.doe@gl.doe.com. And that looks really official. So I highly suggest that you change your email address. So what Capucine was talking about was that qualification summary. We're starting to talk about something you said,
your highlight summary.
Your highlight summary. So that's the section I was telling you about that you can begin to put your LGSW candidate in. And what I'm seeing that you're putting is that you're putting a lot of skills related to specifically to the field of social work, which is amazing. Some of the buzzwords, but I want you to take some of those buzzwords and move them down into the body of your resume. So when you're actually talking about the skills. So we often talk about the different types of resumes. And if you are new to our resume conversations or our career conversations, I highly suggest you go check out my YouTube channel because I talk about the 3 T's of resumes. And one of those T's is that you have to use the right tools. So for you, Janice, and for most college graduates or soon-to-be college graduates, a chronological resume looks like you don't know what you're doing and you can't stay at a job. Because a lot of times you have intern experiences or you have short-term experiences in between, like maybe summer jobs or winter break jobs. And so it looks like you don't know how to stay loyal to a company, but that's not the case. It's just that it was a short employment period. So we highly suggest for people, not just college students, like if you have been out of the workforce for a while, or if you've been like a stay-at-home mom or a dad who was at home with the kids, I highly suggest using a combination resume so that the reader can focus on your skills, not how long you've been employed at a particular company. And I think that's what really is going on here on your resume, is that you've got plenty of experience, but what it looks like is that you can't stay at a job for very long. And I know that's not the case. I've been there where you are, and you're like most college students. So what we suggest you to do is to take this chronological resume and make it a combination resume. Now, in order to find out the headings that you want to put on your combination resume, we would have to know what type of job you're applying for. Okay, so let's just say that you want to apply for a social work position specifically to child welfare. Okay, so you could put 2 titles like social work experience and then child welfare experience. And then you would look through your resume and say, what fits social work? What fits child welfare? You may have some things that are common. That's great, because that's going to go in your highlight reel or your qualification summary. Get rid of that title skills. They know they're already looking at skills. So if I want you to go ahead and get rid of that skills. What if someone says, turn chronological? Absolutely. Absolutely. For time gaps. Thank you so much for saying if there are time gaps or if you know that you've been doing this, even if it's not time lapse, it may even be that you've been doing it for a very long time. Hint, hint, that's a trailer for the announcement we're going to make at the end, is that you might have to do a bit of a chronological with combination hints. But for this particular resume for you, Janice, I would suggest that you do a combination resume, okay? Because you have a lot of great skills that are related to specifically. You have a lot of skills that are related specifically to the field of social work, which means that you are highly qualified. And this resume is going to get you base salary. Okay. Typically, social workers coming straight out of grad school can make anything between $30,000 and maybe $55,000. And this, they're going to probably try to negotiate $50,000 with you. But based upon this resume, you should be making at least $60,000 to $65,000 when you start off. But it doesn't show that here. Based on your experience, it doesn't show that here. So if you want that higher salary, I highly suggest you take heed to the suggestions that we're offering now, okay? So the other thing in your qualifications section that we have here is that this is just, thank you, welcome you all. This is more so, it looks like you copied and pasted a job description. And a lot of our clients do that. A lot of our clients will copy and paste job descriptions from their previous jobs and put that on the resume. Don't do that. Why? Because I could put my name on it, Capucine could put her name on it, and it wouldn't show that it's uniquely you.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, not saying that the words that are in that job description can't be used. You just have to do the work. You have to wordsmith it and polish it and make it so that it jumps out at the person and make sure that person knows this is your first impression. Impress me. Don't make me take that piece of paper and throw it in the trash because it's not there. As we said in previous live reviews, there's a keyword search that goes on all those wonderful websites for your resumes, like Monster and Indeed and all those. That keyword search, they're looking for those keywords, and you've got them in that job description. But it doesn't show that you have the polish. It doesn't show that you are the candidate that they actually need to call on the phone. Absolutely. It just says, I know how to do cut and paste in Word. That's cool. It's a great skill to put in your computer skill set, but it doesn't make you jump as a potential candidate to be hired. Also, I noticed acronyms. They're great. Not for your resume. Acronyms and abbreviations. If I do this standard, you establish the acronym. If you're writing a paper, you establish it and then you use the acronym away. So you're going to spell out like DHS, Department of Homeland Security, and you put that there, and then you put DHS. That's if you're writing a paper, not if you're writing a resume, because you want them to know where it was, what it is, and not have to wonder, what does that mean? It could be, CIA, it could be something else. DEA could mean something else. Just spell it out. Besides, you have a one-pager. You can do that here. And you're going to use our tips about font size and so forth, so the real estate won't be compromised by you spelling out those words that you want to lean with an acronym. Stay away from the acronym and abbreviation. Spell it out. Don't make me guess.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Capucine makes me think of a great point as well. So what she was talking about is that when we're talking about our skills, it's important that we don't focus on the tasks. We focus on the transformation that we caused. And so that goes back to the 3 T's of resumes that we talked about. It's the tools, it's the transformation, and transferable skills. So the transformation is what we want to hear. And it was actually something that jumped out at me. If you're looking at your resume and you're looking at the first position you put on there in terms of experience, I was wowed when I saw that you maintained an environment of mutual respect and dignity among students. That's going to make you jump out as a candidate. But I had to search through it. So that's what she was talking about when talking about the bulleted points. The average HR representative is only going to look at your resume for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And you want to think about it. Like if you were an employer and you've got to look through several resumes, are you going to look at line by line? If you think about it, like if you think about professors who are grading papers, you want them to grade line by line because they've got the time. But HR representatives are looking at multiple resumes. So you want to make it as easy as possible to get to why they need to call you in for an interview. I like to say, now Capucine says resumes are valuable real estate. And I add on to that to say resumes are your interview passport. You don't want to leave any questions on your resume. Allow the questions to be at the interview. So we want to be as descriptive as possible, but we want to get to the point. So in your skills section, this is where you're going to write essentially the summary of everything you wrote at the bottom. So when I work with clients, I say some people, it's easy for them to create the qualification summary and then talk about how you got to those qualifications. So like at the very top, your qualification summary is a summarization of all the things you've ever done. Mm-hmm. And then you kind of spell it out on the other, everything, everywhere, mm-hmm. On the rest of the resume. But for some people, it's easier to write your skills and then look to see common themes, mm-hmm. and create your highlight reel. That's what that is. Your qualification summary is your highlight reel. This is why you don't need to talk to any other candidate. Once you read my resume, you know that you need me. Yeah. That's what we want a resume to say. Not that you're just going to add to your workforce, but you need me on your team. Mm-hmm, and I deserve this particular salary because of this experience. Mm-hmm. So that's what we want to have here. You want to say?
Like, you know, when you go to the movies, just before you watch the main event, you look at the previews, mm-hmm. okay? And those trailers of those movies make you go, yeah, okay, put that one down. Your boyfriend or your hubby sitting next to you saying, we're going to go see that, right? You're going to see it because it caught your eye. Well, even if I have a stack of resumes, yay high, I'm going to take the one that has the great previews, the great trailer, that great highlight reel, as Jessica mentioned, and I'm going to set it over here. This is the ones that are going to make it through to the hiring manager for review. Okay. Also, I noticed something. You say in one of the positions that you held, you say use DSM-5 to create treatment plans. What's DSM-5? I bet that is something that prospective employers are looking for. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you have that skill is great, but I didn't see it until I was reading low, deep down, and don't make me dig. Don't make me dig, especially if you realize that this is something they like. Let's say you were looking for a position and you are a project manager, and you are a project management institute certified project manager, and I have to dig to see that you're PMP certified. Well, for government contractors, they want somebody with a PMP certification. And if I have to dig for it, that means you really didn't want that position. Don't make me dig for gold. If that gold is there, it should be sparkling right off the page at me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So moving right on with the resume, the other thing that I wanted to highlight with you, and this is for college students, soon-to-be graduates, or those who didn't complete their graduate work or undergraduate work. Perhaps you went to college and you took some courses, but you didn't complete the program, or you didn't graduate. That doesn't mean you don't have skills. That means you went to classes and maybe you just didn't fulfill all the requirements. So you don't want to shortchange yourself. Mm-hmm. You want to highlight the courses that you took and how it's relevant to the position that you are applying for. So congratulations on getting your bachelor's degree, and congratulations. And I want to send a future congratulations, because graduation will be here before you know it. So what I want you to do is to write the relevant coursework you've already taken. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to, in your section for education, it says that you have a master's of social work. Oh yes, you did finish. But this is something I share with everybody. It's the LGSW that you're sitting for. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me, Capucine. So I will put because you're LGSW a candidate for it, mm-hmm. you want to put in your highlight reel that the relevant coursework that you've taken, because as Capucine was saying, we're kindred spirits, because I am a mental health practitioner, I am a clinical social worker, so I know what DSM means, right? But if you want to, let's say you want to apply for a position outside of social work, not everybody's going to know what DSM means. And then the other thing is, even as a social worker, what does it mean for the position you're applying for? Yeah. Okay? Because the DSM is going to look like something different depending upon the position that you're applying for. Are you applying for mental health? Are you applying for child welfare? Are you applying for the hospital? What position are you applying for, so that we can see how the DSM is going to factor in to the work that you're going to be doing, okay? So I wanted to continue to go over, let's see. We talked a little bit about your experience. We talked about, hi you all. Hello. Hi, is that 47 50 45 47? If you let me know what you want to talk about, I definitely will include you in on the video. I have no problems. I love questions from the audience. So why don't you send me the question that you want answered, and we can include you in on the video. So thank you for joining us, and most definitely we would love to chat with you. Okay. Let's see what else. I think we hit on. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to hit on. A lot of college students, soon to be graduates. Actually everybody, recent graduates, but now that I'm thinking about it, a lot of people sell themselves short when it comes to work that they do that's unpaid work. You're gaining skills, but you didn't gain a paycheck. You do not want to negate that work. I've shared several times before that a company I worked with I celebrated my 10-year anniversary at this company. I was promoted to a position about 4 years ago, and a large part of my experience was through unpaid work. But if I had not put the volunteer work I did, I would not have been qualified for the position. So looking at what you have here, I'm curious, did you do any community service work? Did you do any volunteer work? Are you a member of a sorority where you did some work there? Are you a member of a social fellowship where you did some work there? Did you volunteer at your local faith-based organization? Are you the type of person who likes to donate on the weekend to your local homeless shelter? You gained some skills there. You learned how to work with people. Maybe the DSM is pertinent to that. Like you were able to assess for people's mental health diagnoses. You were able to help them to make a treatment plan. You were able to help them to advocate for themselves for a better treatment plan. Then that's where you want to plug in the DSM, because the DSM, anybody can pick it up and buy it. Anybody can pick it up and read it, but you know how to apply it. You know how to, what does it mean when we're looking at this diagnosis? What are the symptoms? How long does a person have to be experiencing the symptoms to be diagnosed with that? And you know when you're at that table, whether or not that person has been misdiagnosed. And so that's what we want to put in that highlight reel. Not only that, you're coming fresh out of school, so you have, a fresh connection to the material that someone who's been doing it for 20 years may not remember. So we want to highlight that in your resume. Capucine, look like you were going to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to add on that when you are listing your skills, and I think I mentioned this before, but I want to reiterate, okay? I am going to read this, and I'm going to say how much of this covers what I need. Okay. And if it's all bunched together, I got to dig to find what I need. And that's never good. So bulleted lists with punctuation, with capitalization, and a noun and verb. And those transformational words, those transformational verbs are significant. You developed. You didn't just assist. You provided support. You provided intense support. You provided consistent support. These things are critical. The right adjective, adverb, the right verb makes me know that you understand the importance of what you were doing. Not just, I did a whole bunch of things at this job. And so I'm reiterating once again, bulleted lists, complete sentence, good punctuation, because communication skills, I can't hear you, but your written word tells me you can communicate. And that's critical, regardless of what position you're looking for. I want to know that you can clearly articulate what it is you did, and then you can lead people. You can show people that you know what you're talking about. And your resume says, I know what I'm talking about. I'm the person you should hire.
Absolutely, absolutely. And okay, so just as a bonus treat for you, and anybody else can get this bonus treat as well. The young lady we're reviewing her resume, we had a career conversation chat. And if you want a bonus treat, like I'm about to give her right now, go ahead and schedule a career conversation chat with me. How do you do that? Or you can schedule with me or any member of my team. How do you do that? You want to make sure that you head over to my page. There's a link in there that says you get a free gift. So you'll get a bonus treat and a free gift. But you got to head over to my page to get it. Okay, so I'm going to look at the very back of your resume. So if you're following along, look at the back of your resume. Your second and third position on the page. I want to rewrite that section very quickly for you. I'm going to give you some points right here. Because I just looked at this and this is amazing. You created plans. Okay. So it didn't exist till you got there. That's transformation. That's what we're talking about. Because your skills showed up. Your unique superpowers were there. So you created something. Not only did you do that, I'm looking at assisted, maintain. All these are great words, but what I'm saying is that you revamped some things. It looked like you have assessment skills to say this is ineffective. Let me give you a more effective use of time and productivity. And that's what people want to know. They want to know dollars and cents. Can you save us some money? Can you make us some money? And what you're going to do is you're going to save them time and save them money. So what you're saying is I want you to say that you revamped or overhauled ineffective processes at this particular position, because that's what it looks like. And that last position that you had, you're shortchanging yourself here. You didn't just attend court hearings or conduct home visits. There's a specific type of skill set that goes into attending court hearings. There's a specific skill set that goes into home visits. You had to organize different people's schedules. That's called client management. So you're able to do that. You not only had to organize different people's schedules, but you had to use the tools given to you effectively. So if you were given a government vehicle, if you were given a government website to be able to schedule all these things on, you know how to use it effectively. They want to know that. They want to know if they give you something, are you going to use it in the way that it was designed to use? So it looks like you have come up with ways to see that there's errors in the way that people are doing things, and you come up with solutions. So I definitely want to get on a call with you and anybody else who their resume seems to be looking or is facing some of the same challenges, because I want you to get your dream career. And I think you already have the skills, but I want your resume to match that.
Most definitely.
Okay. Yes, Jarmel, absolutely. Management and supervisory skills. You hit the nail on the head, Jarmel. She has got management and supervisory skills. Only thing you have to do now is to get the letters behind your name. But to be honest with you, I've got some letters behind my name, in front of my name. And great, Dave. Was that Dell? Awesome. I would love to chat with you as well. So head over to my page and look on the link in there on my page. It's Jessica Canty on Instagram. And I can schedule a call with you. So I would love to work with you, Dale. Okay. And if anybody has questions, or Dale, even right now, if you want to, you can send a question. I can answer a question for you, myself or that gorgeous lady over there, Capucine. We're here to answer questions for you. Okay. So just to kind of wrap up our conversation, I want to make a few administrative announcements. One, I've got a free gift for you. Thank you, Jarmel. I'm gonna pin that. If you want assistance, I would love to help you. So with Capucine.
Love to.
Yes, we're passionate about this thing. I don't know if you can tell by the way we're talking, like we've already been talking for 30 minutes. We can get passionate about this thing, about helping people in their careers, because we don't like people to get shortchanged. We don't want people to get stuck in positions where they're not happy and they're not living on purpose, and Monday morning is just dreadful for them because they're not able to live out their purpose. So a couple of things. Again, if you head over to my page, and Jarmel has been so wonderful to say it, and I pinned it. There's a link for a free gift, and there's a link to book a call, so we can talk about how we can help you. Okay. And today I was just chatting with my colleague, and she came up with something phenomenal, and I'm so excited. Shh, don't tell nobody. Y'all gonna be the first people to hear it. Hot off the presses, hot off this beautiful brain over here. Wait for it. Drum roll. We are going to come up with resume and promotion tips for baby boomers.
Yeah.
Did you catch that? Resume and promotion tips for baby boomers. We talked about college graduates today. Baby boomers, we haven't forgotten about you. We're going to do resume and promotions. If that's something that sounds good to you, because I see the hearts going up, would you tell Swagger Magazine? This is something about resume and promotion tips for baby boomers. Somebody said, yes, that's awesome. We're going to bring that to you then. And we're even thinking about making a free gift. What do you think?
I think a free gift.
I think so. So if you want that free gift, in addition to booking a call and getting a gift already, why don't you head over to my page and we'll see what we can do for you. Yeah, I think we're going to have to send you that resume tips and promotion tips for baby boomers, okay? So it'll be a video. We'll do a video. We'll do another live. If Swag Her will let us do it. Wink, wink. We'll bring that to you all. And we'll also provide the gift and send it to you for those who are baby boomers, or if you know a baby boomer who wants to transition careers, or maybe is retiring from one position but wants to start in a different career. We want to be able to help you with that. So head over to my page. So here's your homework, you all. Okay, 1, go clean up your resume. What's going on? You haven't done it. Your resume should be updated every 6 months. Every 6 months. So if you haven't done it already, update your resume. If you want some more tips on those resumes, head over to my YouTube channel because we've got great and valuable information on there about resumes. If you want a free gift, a free call, some coaches will charge you for the call. This is a completely free call. Head over to my page, and if you didn't quite catch it, you can say, hey, Swagger Magazine. Yes, Jarmel, tell these people with exclamation marks, clean it up because your purpose is waiting for you. Stop sitting in a place of frustration. It's time for a place of passion. If you missed any of this information, this will be on the story for Swag Her Magazine. It will also be on my YouTube channel. So check out my YouTube channel and you can see anything that you missed from our today's conversation. Okay, so I'm going to allow Capacine to give some parting thoughts. And I hope to see you all soon.
Well, my parting thought is this. You are the pearl inside that oyster. And when they crack it open and see that sparkling pearl, they're going to pluck it out and go, I'm going to put them in that string around my neck and they'll be a part of my team. That's what you want. Don't make them throw that shell back. You're what they want. Make sure that your resume is that pearl.
Absolutely. Mic drop. What what can I say after that? All right, you all. I will see you all on our next conversation. Hopefully we're reviewing your resume. Send your resume.